My name is Pedro Garcia, and today I'm going to speak to you about a new technology that's arising in high-speed photography. Since the beginning of photography, capturing time in slow motion has inspired us and has fascinated us to the point in 1878 there was a man named Edward Muybridge. He was able to prove his hypothesis that a horse actually raises all his legs into the air at the same time while galloping. He was able to prove this by taking a sequence of high-speed photography to show when the horse's legs are all off the floor. If we move a little forward in time, Harold E. Edgerton inspired us with this photography of a bullet flying through an apple. Now, this picture was taken at 1/1,000,000th of a second. This is faster than we can ever imagine. And Harold was able to accomplish it with a camera that moved at very high speeds. Now, in 1964, this seemed to be the height of technology. It seemed that it cannot get any faster. Well, they were wrong. Because today I want to speak to you about a new type of photography. One that is so fast that it can actually capture the speed of light. This type of photography is called femtophotography, the future of imagery. This camera is specially fabricated to shoot at 1/1,000,000th of a second, way faster than back in 1964. This camera can actually slow down light, and we can see how light behaves in slow motion, something that has never been able to be done in the past. Now, how is this camera constructed? Well, this camera is built with 500 image sensors, all lined up in a perfect sequence, all lined up where they can go off at 1/1,000,000th of a second. Now, how do they capture light? Well, the light is emitted from a high-powered laser that shoots light shorter than a nanosecond long. Now, when this laser emits the light pulses are emitted so short, but yet this camera is so fast that it can actually catch the light in mid-air, thus providing us with a sequence of images and giving us the illusion of an actual slow motion video. Now, how can this new technology benefit our society? Well, femtophotography can start by benefiting the medical field. Now, instead of using harmful x-rays, doctors can actually use light that reflects off the interior of the body to produce the same effect as an x-ray does. Radiologists can now examine their patients in real time. What other field can femtophotography benefit? Well, industrial imaging companies will highly benefit from a camera that can capture light and record images at such high speeds. Since light bounces off and scatters off objects, it can actually scatter off an entire room, and some of that light will return back to the image sensors. Engineers can produce high-quality 3D models without having to use any software to build them from scratch. This is an example of how femtophotography can produce a 3D image. As you can see, the light would bounce off an object and enter into a room, thus bouncing off all the walls, including the person standing in the room. And some of the light will return, producing an image. Also, how can femtophotography benefit our consumer industry? Well, as we can see here, with a laser going through a bottle of Coke, we can see that light behaves in such beautiful ways with beautiful colors that it can inspire photographer and artists to produce beautiful images with their work. Now, femto photography is in a very early stage. The engineers that created this camera are urging artists, engineers, and doctors to research on this technology. Thus, they have made femto photography available to anyone by simply downloading the source code and being able to research this exciting new field. I know that in the future, femto photography is going to be the norm in our everyday cameras. Thank you. And this is my audience. Thank you very much, and that was my informative speech.